Donald Trump's evil hypocrisy and his attack on America just came crashing down. He may be abroad, but his phone is blowing up because he says things like this.
But we have an enemy from within.
And De Niro identifies it correctly.
He's talking about himself. He's projecting the enemy within. He is the enemy within.
Hey, welcome back to Occupy Democrats. In this breaking story, oh my goodness, do we have an exposure of Donald Trump that he is going to live to regret, because you can't back away from it now. Because Trump has been touting this narrative about the deep state and the enemy within for a long time, and De Niro's having none of it. This.
I know many of them. It's just this amorphous group of people. But they're smart and they're vicious. And we have to defeat them. And when I say the enemy from within, the other side goes crazy.
De Niro is correct. It's self-created, and he is the enemy within. If you'd like to see the enemy out of the White House, just subscribe to the channel. But he doesn't stop there.
No, they've done very bad things to this country. They are indeed the enemy from within. And
everything he says, it gets back to intimidation. You're going to live under this guy's being the president?
All he does is try to strike fear and intimidate the weak in America.
People don't want to be impeached. They don't want to be indicted by these scoundrels who are much more evil than people. I'm telling you, China and Russia, they're not the problem. We have a problem from within that's really bad.
This coming from a guy who was impeached twice, pardoned all of the January 6th scoundrels along with all of the white-collar criminals. Yeah, no shock, but he will not let it go.
It's craziness.
Yes, he is crazy. But until someone stands up and stops, like in this breaking story, it's going to stop him cold, he'll just keep pushing.
We have people that are really bad people that I really think want to make this country unsuccessful. And it drives them crazy when I use that term.
And finally, in these two comments alone, Trump is actually right about himself, and so is De Niro.
Insanity.
It's the person that's at the top.
So in this breaking story, Trump's going to have a long flight home from Davos, Switzerland, because DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and Kristi Noem just got exposed for the true reality of why ICE has been doing what they're doing. Check this out. Wow. Breaking news, shock, as leaked doc shows Trump's DHS considers Americans nation's main threat. America faces significant threats to our nation's infrastructure from hostile actors like Russia, China, and others. But a leaked security threats assessment from President Donald Trump's administration says the greatest threat America faces is within its own borders, according to a new report. Each year since 2020, the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has published a Homeland Threat Assessment, a report that describes the specific threats America faces. A lot of the usual suspects are present: crime, drug gangs, illegal immigration, and so on. But a new crop of characters appeared in this year's report, which has not yet been made public, according to the independent journalist Ken Klippenstein. Klippenstein received a leaked copy of the report, which now focuses on terrorism stemming from, in quotes, class-based or economic grievances. In quotes, the phrase could as much refer to an angry MAGA Midwesterner as it could any Mandani-supporting urban dweller, end quote. Klippenstein wrote in a new Substack essay, quote, but the focus is clear. The main threat to the homeland, DHS thinks, is the American people. The threat assessment was leaked at a time when tensions between the public and DHS are at all-time high. Recently, an Immigration and Customs Enforcement, aka ICE, officer named Jonathan Ross shot and killed Renee Good, 37, a mother in Minneapolis, Minnesota, while she was driving away from an immigration raid in her car. Good's killing sparked protests and outrage directed at DHS. Secretary Kristi Noem did her department no favors when she doubled down on defending Ross's action, even after eyewitness accounts and testimony disproved her claims. See, there's an old phrase that has been used in movies many times that folks who have a lot of money actually live by. When there's blood on the streets, buy property. This country is $38 trillion in debt, and a huge percent of that is based on Trump's two terms. While Vanguard and BlackRock and State Street buy up all the homes, making it impossible for the average American to own something, and then yet they claim that the housing crisis is because of illegal immigrants who are just clearly out buying million-dollar homes everywhere. That paradox and hypocritical narrative, which has worked on MAGA so far, is going to start coming to an end when stories like this get out. That the truth of the matter is, All they're trying to do is strike down America and invent the reasons to create martial law and gerrymander the Supreme Court to back them up. And then you have nowhere else to go. And that is why Trump, when he points the finger of the deep state and the enemy within, as De Niro appropriately said, there's three pointing back at you, Donald, and you're the problem. You guys like and share the video. Stay frosty.